Hello everyone, this is Big Money Chasing Big Money by Copytrading on Bitget. This is a follow-up video to my previous guide about copy trading on Bitget, which was more of a general introduction but was far from a complete tutorial. In this video, I will get more into the details of how I select traders to copy, what figures I'm looking for, and what settings I consider to be safe. Before we dive in, there are a couple of things which are necessary to clarify. This guide will not tell you who to copy. I will never promote any trader here. I get a lot of questions like, hey, who is the best trader to copy, or which trader is the best? Unfortunately, there is no simple answer to these questions, as it really depends on what you expect from a trader and what your budget allows. The other question I get often is, hey, how much can I make a day, or how much can I make a week by copying this trader or that trader? Again, there is no answer to this, simply because responsible trading doesn't work like this. Professional traders ride the waves of the market in anticipation, but it also means that sometimes it is best just to stay away from trading. This is especially true when the markets are so volatile that technical analysis simply becomes useless. So instead of giving you advice about who to copy, I prefer showing you how to get the most out of the data that is available on the charts, what to look out for, what the common mistakes are, and how to avoid them. This way you will be able to make up your own mind about who to copy. Hopefully by the end of this video you will be able to decide for yourself which trader suits you best and how to find the ones that work for you the most. First of all, it is important that you actually get all the available details from Bitget's copy trading charts. When you click on copy trading, the view you get is the most basic one, showing traders sorted by ranking, in other words, popularity. In this view, you can see the name of the trader, the ROI, total P&L, AUM, number of followers, and slot availability. Now, let's go one by one and see what these numbers are telling you. The ROI, which is short for return on investment, is not what most people would think it is. You would think that it shows you the growth of the account in percentages, but in fact, it is not that straightforward, as it actually shows you the total return divided by the largest opening principal in history. Now let's see how this works in practice, and assume that we have a trader with a $1,000 account, makes one single trade with a $100 position, and closes it with 50% in profit. This means his gain is $50, which divided by the largest opening principal is 50%. So easy, right? Now, what happens if he makes the same trade in volume, but with smaller positions? Let's say he makes 10 trades with $10 positions, also closing all of them in 50% in profit. The gain will be the same, $50. However, the ROI will be 500%, as the largest opening principal was just $10. So this partly explains why there are a lot of traders opening so many identical trades with microscopic lot sizes, as it would just simply give them better ROI results. Apparently there has been an update on the calculation method which would give a better reading on the ROI, but honestly I just simply don't pay too much attention to it. It's a good eye catcher, so I always take this value with a pinch of salt. The total P&L shows the total earnings of closed trades. So this is simple. The AUM is the assets under management, which means that if a trader has $100 of trade volume and he has 3 copiers who copy him with exactly the same settings, the AUM will be $400. The number of followers is a simple metric for the current followers from the total available number. As you can see, every trader has a maximum number of followers who can copy their trades. The maximum number depends on the total equity the trader has in their futures account, based on the following chart. So basically, if the trader has an equity between $500 and $1,000, his maximum number of followers will be 100. Between $1,000 and $5,000, the maximum number of followers has a follower cap of 300. And everybody above $5,000 can have a maximum number of copiers of 500. You can see also some behavior tags with some traders like aggressive, short-term, long-term, and so on and so forth. Based on these figures, you can only get a limited idea of how a trader operates, and this should never be enough to make an informed decision. Now let's switch from list view to graph view. This will provide a performance graph And an additional information about copiers' P&L basically shows how much the copiers have been earning by copying the given trader. It should be a warning sign if a trader's copiers are heavily in losses. To gain even more details, just switch to tile view, as this will give you the most information available on this page. Here you can see everything in a single tile. Results limited to 3 weeks, and an important number as well, which is the total equity of the trader. Most traders would hide this information, but some of them are decent and disclose it openly, which can give you a good idea of how to set up your copy preferences properly. So now that you have a decent understanding of the calculation methods and meanings behind the numbers, let's dig a little deeper. When selecting a trader to analyze in detail, I always check some numbers before I spend time with making a full-blown Excel sheet with calculations. In the upper bar menu, I can actually sort the traders based on these criteria. The internal ranking of Bitget traders is based on the following figures, which honestly I don't really find very useful. In the total equity tab, sometimes you will find just ridiculously large accounts here. But it's a valuable sorting method, as it can give you an idea of how much equity a trader has. Like I said before, I don't really like the ROI metric, as sometimes it gives a very different number compared to the total P&L, so I'm just going to ignore it for a while. The total P&L in 3 weeks, well, I don't really care too much about only 3 weeks of performance. The 3 weeks win rate is something much more interesting, and here I will need to stop for a second. A lot of users think that they need to find the trader which has a perfect trading record, who never makes a single mistake, and they are looking for traders which have 100% of win rate. In reality, however, a professional trader will always have some losses. The question is, can he identify a losing position and close it in time, or he will let it run out of control and create a huge loss? So if you just check a couple of traders who have 100% of win rate, they will all keep their losing positions open for way too long. So let's just go and see an example. I'm blurring out the name of the trader because I don't want to promote or demote anyone. This is purely to make my point clear. An important thing to remember is that Bitget has a display limit of 30 open trades for each trader. So whenever you see the number 30, you can be pretty sure that in reality the number of open trades is much more. Another example, just out of curiosity, this trader is number 3 based on his equity size, also with a 100% win rate. Even though his asset value is hidden, I can make a rough guess that he probably has around $30,000 in his account, and I'm wondering how he handles his trades. So he registered his trader account a month ago, and I would need at least 3 months trading record to get a clear picture of how he trades. He has no followers at the moment, not many trades, so let's check his records. All of them in profit, but there is a small problem here. It appears like these positions were all closed in profit, but you have to consider the costs of opening and closing positions. At 50x leverage, this is around 6% if you have a normal account. So actually, if you close any position with this leverage below 6% in profit, you are making a net loss with that trade. Of course, if you have a discounted account, your fees will be lower, probably around 5%, but even so, with these profit rates, you would still be in loss. There are also a lot of open trades at the moment, probably much more than 30 actually, but surprisingly all of them in green. I think this trader must be opening a lot of really small positions to boost up his ROI metrics, this way trying to attract more copiers. So instead of focusing on traders with a 100% win rate, let's see someone who is actually smart enough to close the losing trades in time. Let's see this trader right here. Unfortunately, his assets are hidden, but looking at his follower cap, he must have between 1,000 and 5,000 USDTs in his account. He joined more than 6 months ago, which is enough for analyzing his trades. He has mostly gains and very few losses. It's a bit suspicious, but maybe he's just really good. He has a few open trades, but they are totally in the acceptable range. Checking his trading history, I see that his trading style is also quite decent. I'm switching over to monthly view in his P&L and income tabs, and I actually like what I see. Whenever you see a steady incline in the income tab, it means that he is grinding in an even pace. I definitely prefer this instead of the big spikes. These numbers are quite okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a full analysis on his trading history. So basically, within 30 minutes, I completed the full historical analysis of this trader, and I have to say that I'm impressed. This type of trading is exactly what I like to see, not too aggressive but going for steady gains, not forcing daily trading, just opening and closing whenever the market provides an opportunity. As I prefer being cautious, for starters I will just copy this trader with low risk settings, which means that for a 1000 USDT account, I will just apply 5x leverage and 10 USDT for a lot size. I will keep it like this for a month or so, and if I like the results, I will gradually increase the leverage. I hope this video was helpful for you guys to get a better understanding of how to read the figures in the copy trading section of Bitget, how to spot risky traders, and how to find the reliable ones. The secret to success really is to have realistic expectations, see what the numbers are telling you in the charts, and dedicate your time to analyze the trading history if you find something that you like. Drop me a comment if you would like me to create more videos like this, or if you think I should go more into detail about Bitget's copy trading platform. Until then, trade safe.